Morning, Victors. So at my last job, there was a lot of complaining. Usually during break times and lunch times, everyone would go to the break room and say their griefs with the job. Okay, so I found myself originally just kind of listening to everyone. And then it went from listening to me chiming in and having my own griefs and disagreements with the position that I was in. All right. I'm sure a lot of us have had that, and it's just life. It's just what usually jobs are. Okay. So from there, years later, because this went on for years. Okay. As I started working on myself, I started thinking, this isn't the person that I want to be. And how did I get to this point? Because I was actually really grateful for my job, and I didn't take it for granted. I knew there was a lot of people that wish they had better, and to be honest, I actually liked the gig. So how did I get to this point? Well, I was actually influenced by what everyone else was doing, and so I had to take a step back and take myself away from everyone. So instead of going to the break room on my breaks and for lunch, I would go to my car to remove myself from that negativity. And so my big point in what I'm trying to say is, we can't let our environment make us into something we're not. We have the ability to be who we want to be. Take a step, take a deep breath and look and see, is this who I am? Was I a complainer? No. Was I ungrateful? No. Was I really that unhappy with the job? No. So why was I letting the environment make me into all of that? We got to be aware of that. And I just really want to share that. Let's be aware of our environments and let's not let them affect the person that we are. All right. Morning, Victors. So I got a question for you this morning. Do you feel like the results in your life reflect your potential? Okay. That was a question that I was asking myself this morning. And the answer was no. Now, granted, I'm going the right direction now, but I'm going to give you a couple of reasons why it wasn't going that way for a while. Okay. The first reason was belief. I didn't have a genuine belief in myself that there was more for me out there than me working in 9 to 5, me going to some company and just becoming a manager at best. Okay. So that was number one. The second was knowledge. I didn't know that there was 11 million millionaire households that are just in the US alone. The only millionaires I had ever known were rappers, singers, athletes. That's all I've ever known. So when I started learning and I found out that you can be a business owner and become financially free, you can start your own company. It was mind blowing. And so once I got that knowledge, it changed my life. The third thing was action, because it doesn't matter if you have the belief and it doesn't matter if you have the knowledge if you don't put some sort of action behind it. And so every day I practice with you guys. This is practice every single day. I'm in front of this camera practicing. I'm putting action behind what I'm trying to go towards every day. And so you got to put action behind what you want to do. And so those three things are what stopped me, and I changed those three things. And so my question to you is, what's stopping you? What's stopping you from reaching your potential and getting to where you want to be in your life? Morning, Victors. So another great lesson I've learned is that everything doesn't make sense. And I had to really take the time and stop trying to make it make sense, because everything doesn't. And the reason it doesn't is because I'm not physically involved in every decision. Now, I might be part of the situation, but I wasn't involved in the decisions made. Here are a couple examples. At my last job, I would get to work earlier than a lot of people. There was only 2 people that showed up the same time as me. Okay. They would have physically half the work that I had. Mind you, I'm showing up earlier than some people, and the same time as 2 others, and everyone in there had half the work that I had. Okay, I used to be furious, absolutely furious. And then as I started building myself, I just started taking it. And the reason I took it is because even though it didn't make sense to me, it was maybe he thought highly of me enough to give me this kind of work. Maybe he believed in me enough. Maybe he was testing me. Whatever the case was, I stopped trying to make it make sense. I stopped trying to add up all the sheets and all the amount of stuff that was being cut. And I just did it because it doesn't need to make sense. And it couldn't make sense because I wasn't part of the decision. I was just part of the situation. Another example is some friends that I've been loyal to. You know, say we all are hanging out and someone decides to go behind my back and start talking behind my back. There is nothing I can do about it. Even though I've given him my ultimate loyalty, and they choose to go behind my back and talk about me, although it doesn't make sense, it doesn't need to make sense because I wasn't part of that decision. I'm part of the situation, but I wasn't part of that decision. So I can't make sense of it. It's just, it is what it is. And a lot of these things are what they are, and we need to just take them on the chin. As much as they suck, take it on the chin, and we need to keep going. So that's my spill for the day. Morning, Victors. So as an athlete, I feel like most athletes grow up a little different. We have this unconditional line of support that comes to us. You know, you go to the games, you got your teammates, and their parents are supporting you. You got your team supporting you. You have a lot of support coming from different places, right? In the crowd, whatever. So it's something that I'm learning now is I took that stuff for granted because right now I feel like so much support is conditional. It's more of a you support me, I'll support you type thing. And it's mind-boggling to me because if you really wanted me to do well, why would it matter if I supported you? Now, that doesn't mean I shouldn't, but I got so many people that I'm always sharing their posts because I genuinely want them to do well, whether they support me or not. I had this thought of support as being just something genuine, just really wanting someone else to win. Whether you support me or not, it don't matter because I still want you to win. So I think support has become too conditional, man. We need to just support people because we actually want them to win, whether they support us or not. That's just my opinion on it. I would love to hear what you think. Morning, Victors. So about a year ago, I used to have this belief that you had to find yourself and find who you are and go that route. And now I have the belief that you create yourself because you do. Whatever you put into you is what you're going to get out. And so that is how you create yourself. You know, I was able to, in March, I started actually doing this task list, and little did I know a couple months later, I would make it into a task book. But I started waking up 15 minutes earlier. I started having, I stopped hitting the snooze button, which was crucial. And I started making a list of my day, of things that I needed to accomplish during the day. By doing those things, it helped me create a more structured day. And it helped me be more accountable of myself. And it helped me create a better version of me. Now, I'm not saying you don't find things like you find your passion, I think. I believe you find your passion. You know, this talking and wanting to help people, I love this. So I found this along the way, but I created myself and found this along the way. So it's two different things. But by doing those small tasks, I believe it creates the best version of me. And it's going to help me create the best version. And I still have to do stuff on top of these smaller tasks. But every day I get to put something into Vince. I get to prioritize Vince. I get to create Vince every single day, and you get to create you. You get to put what you want in you, whether you want this positivity, whether you want to be a strong-minded person, whether you want to be a business person. We get to create that and put that into us to be the version, maybe not right now today, but maybe 6 months from today. Everything ain't about today. You want to live today, of course, but the information that I get to take in today might not even be applied for 6 months. And that's okay because I'm creating something. So I really wanted to share that today. Morning, Victors. So I was doing a lot of thinking this morning, and one thing I wanted to share that I've talked about before was being excited about the journey. It is so important to go into each aspect of our lives excited, okay? And I'm going to give a couple examples. The first one is a relationship, a new relationship, okay? If you want to be in love, you need to be excited to get to that point, all right? You don't need to dread the stuff that comes before it or hold someone else accountable for the fact that your last relationship didn't work out, okay? Be excited to be in love because the worst thing that can happen is it doesn't work out. And that's fine if it doesn't work out, but don't let it not work out for a lack of effort on your end. Okay? Commit to this, man. We got to commit to this happiness. We need to be excited about it. Same thing goes for a business. Listen, we can't expect huge growth, but dread the work that goes into it. No, we got to be excited. I'm excited to get up and make these videos and hopefully improve someone's lives. You know, I'm excited to get up and keep writing. I'm excited to take the notes. Like, you got to be excited about it. And the last one, the gym. It's the same thing. You got to be juiced for the results you're going to get for your body. And you got to go into the gym excited and understand like you get to do this. And so the big point is be excited about the journey, relationship journeys, friendship journeys, business journeys, gym journeys. Be excited about it and make sure if it does fail, God forbid it fails, but if it does fail, make sure it's not your fault and that you've committed to it. So that's what I wanted to share today. Thank those of you that bought your 30 Days to Inspire Living task books. If you're looking to create action, hit the link above me and we can get started. Today is Fantasy Friday, so I want to see the big house or the nice car or whatever you guys want. Put it in the Inspire Living timeline. We're going to stop saying no to our dreams and start saying yes, yes, yes to our dreams. I got kids, so you know I'm tired, but I'll be here tomorrow to help us live inspired.